Hello guys, today I am going to solve CSIR UGC NET JRF Physics question paper. It is December 2017 paper. This particular section I will explain only part C. Part C contains 30 questions. From 30 questions you have to answer 20 questions only. Each questions are 5 marks. If you are able to solve 15 questions out of 30, then you can get very good mark. Okay, so let's start guys. Question number 46. Consider an element u phi of the group SU2 where phi is any one of the parameters of the group under an infinitesimal change phi to phi plus del phi. It changes as u phi to u phi plus del u phi is equal to 1 plus x del phi u phi. To order del phi, the matrix x del phi should be always be anti-Hermitian. Question number 47. The differential equation dy by dx is equal to x square with the initial condition y0 is equal to 0 is solved using Euler's method. If yex is the exact solution and yn the numerical solution obtained using n step of equal length, then the relative error yn minus ye by ye is proportional to. For the exact solution, we can use the Taylor expansion around x naught. So y x naught plus h equal to y x naught plus h y prime x naught plus half h square y prime double prime x naught plus higher order term. So this is first derivative, second derivative and all other terms as well. So this particular term y x naught plus h is equal to y x naught plus h y prime x naught. This is the Euler solution. Taylor's expansion shows the complete exact solution up to this truncation. If I am taking only this part, then this is the Euler's method. So in Euler's method, so local error is equal to of the order of in each step h square. Okay, total number of n step, so t minus t0. This is the final and this is the initial by h, which is proportional to 1 by h. Okay, and the error committed in each step is proportional to h square. For each step it is of the order of h square, correct? Thus it is to be expected that the global truncation error will be proportional to n into h square or of the order of h when we are taking the n step like that. So error order is h is equal to t minus t0 by n, that is 1 by n. So your error of the order is equal to 1 by n. So option 4 is correct. Question number 48. The interval 0 to 1 is divided into n parts of the equal length. To calculate the integral 0 to 1 e raised to power I 2 pi x dx using the trapezoidal rule, the minimum value of n for which the result is exact is. For exact solution, just do this integral and you will find that the exact solution is equal to 0. Use the trapezoidal rule. So this is trapezoidal rule. Okay, take n is equal to 2. In that condition, your final minus initial, so 1 minus 0 by 2, 1 by 2 is your step. So just calculate it putting in this particular value, x naught is equal to 0, x1 is equal to 1 by 2, x2 is equal to 1. You will get that your solution is equal to again 0. So in this condition, option A is correct. By putting n is equal to 2, we can get the exact solution. The generating function gtx for the legendary polynomial p and t is gtx is equal to 1 upon square root 1 minus 2xt plus x square equal to n is equal to 0 s to power n p and t. If the function fx is defined by the integral equation this, तो पूछ रहा है function fx. Okay, so given that this particular it is given there, it is here fx prime dx prime is equal to x g1x 1x. Put it 1 here, then it will be x divided by square root 1 minus 2x plus x square. From where I am getting this? By putting t equal to 1, this 1 here. So this is equal to 1 minus x. तो इसको ऊपर लेके चलते हैं. In that condition it is x into 1 minus x raised to power minus 1. Using this particular formulas, you can expand it. After expansion it is x plus x square plus x cube plus other terms. Okay, to find out the fx, just differentiate it. After differentiating, you will get 1 plus 2x plus 3x square plus that. Again, using these formulas, you can take it 1 minus x raised to power minus 2. g1x, what is g1x? By putting here 1, you can get 1 minus 2x plus x square. तो g1x क्या हो जाएगा? This is n, 1 हो जाएगा, 1 हो जाएगा. This particular t की जगह पर 1 रख देना है. तो x raised to power n p n 1. इसी तरह से सेकेंड एक और ले लीजिए. In that condition, m is equal to 0 to infinity x raised to power m p m 1. To multiply these two equations, by multiplying these two equations, you will get 1 upon 1 minus x का whole square, that is 1 minus x का raised to power minus 2 equal to fx, and right hand side equal to x raised to power n plus m pn1 and pm1. So this is your correct answer. A particle moves in one dimension in a potential Vx is equal to minus k square x raised to power 4 plus omega square x square, where k and omega are constant. Which of the following curves best describe the trajectory of this system in the phase space? Potential is given of this type, and for your phase space trajectory, the option 2 is correct. Question number 51. Let xp be the generalized coordinate and momentum of a Hamiltonian system if new variable xp are defined by x equal to x raised to power alpha sin h beta p and p equal to x raised to power gamma cos h beta p, where alpha, beta and gamma are constant. Then the conditions for it to be a canonical transformation. So for canonical transformation, Poisson bracket should be equal to 1. After solving this, you will get the answer. So after solving, no option is correct. This question was removed. Question number 52. Consider a set of particles which interact by a pair potential V equal to a r raised to power 6, where r is the interparticle separation and a greater than 0 is a constant. If a system of such particle has reached viral equilibrium, the ratio of the kinetic to total energy of the system. Using the viral theorem, kinetic energy is equal to n by 2 of the potential energy. N is equal to here 6. So just put, so it will be 3 of the potential energy, 3 times of the potential energy. Total energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. So put your potential energy in the term of kinetic energy. So it will be kinetic energy plus 1/3 of kinetic energy equal to 4 by 3. Take the ratio of kinetic energy divided by total energy. It will be equal to 3 by 4. Option 3 is correct. In an inertial frame S, the magnetic vector potential in a region of space is given by A. So your AZ cap, I cap, B equal to del cross A. So it will be equal to AJ cap. This means it is Y component of the magnetic field, where A is a constant and the scalar potential is 0. Scalar potential 0, that's why your electric field is equal to 0 here. The electric and magnetic field seen by an inertial observer moving with a velocity V I cap with respect to S are respectively. So just using this particular formula, component by component for relative motion and along the x-axis. Okay, particular this, if you are moving, if it is moving motion along x-axis. So these are the formulas. After using this, just there is only y component of b, so where it is this particular survive, other term will be 0. Ez हो जाएगा, rest मतलब gamma, v, a is here a and k component मतलब k direction. Okay, and here this is 0, this is only surviving term, so gamma a, okay, gamma a j cap, this is j direction and this is k direction, that's why it is k cap and j cap. Okay, 4 is correct. Question number 54. In the rest frame S1 of a point particle with electrical charge Q1, another point particle with electrical charge Q2 move with a speed v parallel to the x-axis at a perpendicular distance L. The magnitude of the electromagnetic force felt by Q1 due to the Q2 when the distance between them is minimum is. So option 2 is correct. A circular current carrying loop of radius A carries a steady current. A constant electric charge is kept at the center of the loop. The electric and magnetic field E and B respectively at a distance d vertically above the center of the loop satisfy. Okay, तो एक लूप है in which current I is flowing. So your electric field and magnetic field will be the perpendicular to this particular plane. Okay, and both are the parallel. E and B are parallel. So your condition E cross B equal to 0 here because they are parallel. So del dot E cross B equal to 0. This condition number 4 is satisfied. If sometimes asked to magnetic field at the center, the magnetic field at the center will equal to mu naught I divided by 2a. Question number 56. A phase shift of 30 degree is observed when a beam of particle of energy 0.1 mega electron volt is scattered by a target. When the beam energy is changed, the observed phase shift is 60 degree, assuming that only S wave scattering is relevant and that the cross section does not change with energy. The beam energy is. The total cross section formula is given here. Taking S wave scattering, your L is equal to 0. It is simplified to 4 pi by k square sin square delta 0, where k square is equal to 2 mu E divided by h cut square. It is reduced mass. Total cross sectional scattering does not change. Sigma does not change with energy. Okay, so particular this term is equal to constant. So sigma sin square delta 0 by k square equal to constant. Put k square to E because other terms are also constant. So sin square delta 0 by E equal to constant. Therefore, E2 by E1 is equal to this ratio. Multiplying E1 this side, you will get the value of E2. Option number 2, that is 0.3 mega electron volt is correct. Question number 57. The Hamiltonian of a two-level quantum system is given here. initial state, a possible initial state in which the probability of the system being in the quantum state does not change with time is, the option 2 is correct. Question number 58. Consider a one-dimensional infinite square well Vx given here in a perturbation delta V x is equal to this. मतलब x less than a by 3, in that condition it is V naught perturbation is applied. Then the correction to the energy of the first excited state to first order in delta V is nearest. Okay, for this one dimensional box, one lecture is also there, you can go and see on the channel. So for particular this, just write your wave function. So psi n is equal to square root 2 by a, it is the length of the box, sin n pi x by a. For first excited state, n is equal to 2. So by putting 2 here, so your wave function will be this. First order correction in energy for first excited state equal to psi 2 del V psi 2. So after solving this, you will get the answer. So it is 0.39. So no option is there. So it is wrong. मतलब particular this question was removed. Question number 59. The energy eigenvalues En of a quantum system in the potential V equal to c x raised to power 6, where c greater than 0 is a constant. For large values of the quantum number n varies as. According to WKB approximation, your V proportional to x raised to power beta. In that condition, your energy proportional to x raised to power 2 beta divided by beta plus 2. Okay, here beta is equal to 6. So just put the value here. En proportional to x raised to power 2 into 6 divided by 6 plus 2. So 12 divided by 8. So it will be equal to 3 by 2. X raised to power 3 by 2. So option number 2 is correct. Question 60. Consider a quantum system of non-interacting bosons in contact with a particle bath. The probability of finding no particle in a given single cup. The probability of finding no particle in a given single particle quantum state is 10 to the power minus 6. The average number of particles in that state is of the order of. So just reverse it. Your answer will be 10 to the power 6. Okay. 61. A closed system having three non-degenerate energy levels with energies equal to 0 plus minus epsilon is at temperature T. For epsilon is equal to 2 kBT, the probability of finding the system in the state with energy 0 equal to 0. So for particular this, probability of finding the system in E is equal to 0 state equal to this. For this, there are three states, 0 plus epsilon and minus epsilon. So 0 plus epsilon and minus epsilon. Okay. So after solving this, you will get particular this term 1 divided by 2 cos h epsilon by kBT. After putting the epsilon value, epsilon is equal to 2 kBT. So you will put here, so it will be 2. Okay, so your option first is correct. Question number 62. Two non-degenerate energy levels with energies 0 and epsilon are occupied by an non-interacting particle at a temperature T. Using classical statics, the average internal energy of the system is. Okay, the average internal energy of the system, just use this formula. Okay, by putting your particular 0 and epsilon values of energy here, you will get the answer. So option number 1 is correct. Question number 63. In the circuit below, D1 and D2 are two silicon diodes with the same characteristics. If the forward voltage drop of a silicon diode is 0.7 volt, then the value of the current I1 plus ID1 is. So take just first loop first. In first loop I1, what will the I1? Here your 10 volt, here is your drop is 0.7 volt. Okay, so in first loop 10 minus 0.7 divided by your resistance 1 kilo ohm. So 1 into 10 to the power 3, your current I1 equal to 9.3 milliampere. Okay, I1 equal to ID1 plus ID2. It will be equally distributed in these two. So your value will be 4.65 milliampere in these two diodes. It asks I1 plus ID1. So just find out I1 plus ID1 is equal to 9.3 plus 4.65 milliampere. That is equal to 13.95 milliampere. So option number 3 is correct. The circuit below comprises of D flip-flops. The output is taken from Q3, Q2, Q1 and Q0 as shown in the figure. The binary number given by the string Q3, Q2, Q1, Q0 changes for the every clock pulse that is applied to the CLK input. If the output is initialized at 0000, then the corresponding sequence of decimal numbers that repeats itself is. Option 4 is correct. Question 65. Two physical quantities T and M are related by the equation T equal to 2 pi by A square root M plus B by 2, where A and B are constant parameters. The variation of T as a function of M are recorded in an experiment to determine the value of A graphically. Let M be the slope of the straight line when T square is plotted versus M. and delta m be the uncertainty in determining it. The uncertainty in determining A is, तो फर्स्ट फाइंड आउट 2 स्क्वायर वर्सेस m, तो इसका स्क्वायर कर देते हैं. इन दैट कंडीशन टेक अ मेक इट इज लाइक अ लीनियर इक्वेशन. तो दिस इज लाइक y इक्वल टू mx प्लस कांस्टेंट. तो स्मॉल m इज योर स्लोप हियर and capital M is a variable like x, and your t square here it likes a y equal to mx plus constant, some value constant c. So this slope, just compare this particular things, you will get that your m equal to 2 pi square by a square. Okay, so just a square equal to 2 pi square by a. So it is asking about the uncertainty in a. Okay, take the log value. After taking log and derivate it, you will find the delta a equal to a by 2 del m by m. So option number A is correct. The sensitivity of a hot cathode pressure gauge is 10 millibar inverse. If the ratio between numbers of the impinging charge particles to emitted electrons is 1:10, then the pressure is. The sensitivity of hot cathode pressure gauge formula is here. S is equal to I plus divided by I minus into P. I plus क्या है? Current due to impinging particle. I minus current due to emitting electrons. तो I plus divided by I minus is equal to number of, it is just proportional ना, तो number of impinging charge particles divided by number of emitted electrons, and it is given 1:10, 1/10. Help of this formula you find out the pressure. तो pressure is equal to this ratio 1/10 into S. S is equal to 10 given here. Get the answer 10 raised to power minus 2 millibar. Option 3 is correct. Question number 67. The Zeeman shift of the energy of a state with quantum number L, S, J and Mj is this, where B is the applied magnetic field, Gs is G factor, lambda G factor for the spin, and mu B by H equal to 1.4 megahertz Gauss inverse, where H is the Planck constant. The approximate frequency shift of the S is equal to 0, L is equal to 1 and Mj is equal to 1 state at a magnetic field of 1 Gauss H. तो डेल्टा इज इक्वल टू, जस्ट यूज द फॉर्मूला जी जे म्यू बी बी डेल्टा एम जे, तो इट इज ऑल्सो इक्वल टू एच डेल्टा न्यू. ओके, जस्ट डिवाइड बाई एच ऑन बोथ साइड. तो डेल्टा न्यू इज इक्वल टू जी जे म्यू बी बाई एच बी डेल्टा एम जे. ओके, जस्ट फाइंड द पुट द वैल्यूज जी जे लैंडा जी फैक्टर. तो योर j is equal to 1 since s is equal to 0. So by putting it you will get g value lambda g factor 1, delta mj will be your 1, and this value is given 1.4. So just putting you will get the answer. So 1.4 megahertz is answer. Question number 68. The separations between the adjacent levels of a normal multiplate are found to be 22 cm inverse and 33 cm inverse. Assume that the multiplate is described well by the LS coupling scheme and the Landes interval rule, namely EJ minus 1 is equal to AJ, where A is a constant. Then the term notation for this multiplate is EJ minus 1 is equal to AJ, proportional to the J, proportional to higher J value. Okay, ठीक है. तो गिवन दैट एडजेसेंट मल्टीप्लेट रेशियो, तो जो दिया हुआ 22 एंड 33, इनका जस्ट टेक द रेशियो. तो इट विल बी of the ratio of 2:3. Okay, just find out the ratio here in all the cases. So ratio depends on particular higher j values. So 1:2, 3:4, 4:5 and 2:3. So your particular this option number 4 is correct. Question number 69. If the fine structure splitting between the 2p3 by 2 and 2p half levels in the hydrogen atom is 0.4 cm inverse, the corresponding splitting in Li2 plus will approximately be. Find structure splitting proportional to atomic number raised to power 4. The find structure splitting between Li2 plus and hydrogen equal to 3 raised to power 4 divided by 1 raised to power 4 equal to 81. Just multiply this in right hand side, then you will get find structure splitting in Li2 plus equal to 32.4. So option number 3 is correct. Question number 70. A crystal of MnO has NaCl structure. It has a paramagnetic 2n2 ferromagnetic transition at 120 Kelvin. Below 120 Kelvin, the spins within the single 111 plane are parallel, but spins in the adjacent planes are anti-parallel. If neutron scattering is used to determine the lattice constant respectively d and d prime below and above the transition temperature of MnO, then below d है, after above d prime है. Okay, so below 120 Kelvin it is anti-ferromagnetic. In that condition, your this to this is your lattice parameter from there to there. Okay, so A, and above 120 Kelvin it is paramagnetic, randomly distributed each point. Okay, so particular this will be taken as lattice parameter. So here A prime and here A. So your D value is proportional to A. So directly the option number third is correct. D equal to 2D prime, because just it is double na. A equal to double of 2A prime. Okay, so similarly your D will be double of 2D prime. Question number 71. A metallic nanowire of length L is approximated as a one-dimensional lattice of n atoms with lattice spacing A. If dispersion of electrons in the lattice is given as Ek equal to E naught minus 2T cos Ka, where E naught and T are constant, then the density of states inside the nanowire depends on Eh. Particular use this density of state formula. Put values of dk from this particular equation. Find out the value of dk. Take the derivative of here. Put it here and find finally Ge. And also L is equal to n minus 1a. Putting all this, you will find the answer. This option number 4 correct. Question number 72. Consider a two-dimensional material of length L and width W subjected to a constant magnetic field B applied perpendicular to it. The number of charge carriers per unit area may be expressed as n equal to k cube B divided by 2 pi h cut, where k is a positive real number and q is the carrier charge. Then the Hall resistivity rho xy is. So just use the formula Hall resistivity B by nq. Okay, put this value of n, you will get the answer. So this is your answer. Question number next 73. The spin parity assignments for the ground and first excited states of the isotopes 28, 57 nickel in the single particle cell model are. Option are given. This is very easy question, very easy question. Write energy levels for cell model. Okay, this is the energy levels, increasing order of energy, and we have to fill proton and neutron. Both can be filled independently. Just see the condition here. Here proton number is 28. It is even. Whenever your neutron or proton is even, then forget about that. Take only the odd values. So now find the value of neutron. The neutron is equal to 57 minus 28, that is 29. So we have to fill only the odd numbers, not the even numbers. तो odd number को हम भरना स्टार्ट करते हैं. तो for each level 2j plus 1, okay, कितना कितना नंबर भरेंगे? How many neutrons or protons? तो 2j plus 1. These lower values are j values. The half, 3 by 2, half. Okay. So here 2j plus 1, that means 2. 3 by 2. Here 4. 2j plus 1 4. 2, 6, like that. Okay, so proton is already even, so we will not fill that. Only neutron we have to fill. 29 neutrons we have to fill. So start from this. So 2 neutron plus 4 neutron, so 6 plus 2 8 plus 6 14 plus 2 16 plus 4 20 plus 8 28, and we have to fill only one more. So although its occupancy is 4, but 1 is coming here, so 29 here. Okay, so this is your ground state. So just find out the value of parity. So for parity it is minus 1 raised to power L. P की value है, it is going in P. J value is 3 by 2. L value here P. So 1 minus 1 raised to power 1, that is minus negative. So this is your 3 by 2 minus. So only this. Okay, for ground state this is only correct option. You can also find the first excited state. For first excited state it will go in this level. For this level J value is equal to 5 by 2. Okay, now find out the parity. Parity F is equal to 3. So minus 1 raised to power 3, again negative, minus. So 5 by 2 minus. So this is your correct option. Question number 74. The first excited state of the rotational spectrum of the nucleus 92-238 uranium has an energy 45 kilo electron volt above the ground state. The energy of the second excited state in kilo electron volt is. So rotational energy levels h square by 2I j plus 1. For ground state j is equal to 0. For first excited state j is equal to 2. For second excited state j is equal to 4. For second excited state energy is given here 45. So 45 kilo electron volt is equal to this. So for second j is equal to 2. So 2 plus 1 3 into 2 6. So h cut square divided by 2I into 6 equal to 45 kilo electron volt. That implies you will find out the h cut square by 2I value here. For second excited state energy, put j equal to 4. So h cut square divided by 2I into 4 plus 1 into 4. 5 into 4 20. So 20 here. तो जो भी वैल्यू आया 45 डिवाइड बाय 6 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 20. आफ्टर सॉल्विंग गेट द वैल्यू 150 किलो इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट. ओके, क्वेश्चन नंबर 75, लास्ट क्वेश्चन. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग प्रोसेसेस इज नॉट अलाउड बाय द स्ट्रॉन्ग इंटरेक्शन बट is allowed by the weak interaction. तो for strong interaction जो strangeness है it is conserved, and weak interaction जो strangeness है it is not conserved. For particular this one strangeness is not conserved, that means your strong interaction not allowed here. तो option A is correct option. Okay guys, and your exam is very close. So good luck for your exam, although it is very late. Now my subscriber is 40. Thank you guys for your patience. Bye. Bye bye.